Hi guys, and happy Friday. Here we are in the Aloha bar in Tink's Atomic Universe. Special guest star, Peter. You all know Peter, one of my best friends in the world. And we're going to do something fun for you today. So Peter, what is that?
Okay, well, I decided that out of all the interviews I've ever seen from Tink, I figured I would do an interview with Tink. For the fact that I've known, well, we'll start right here. We'll just go from the beginning. I've known you now for almost a year. I've known her for longer than that. But I know
of each other.
Yeah,
right.
But I finally got to meet her when we went to the Record King. And the first thing I remember, it'll stick in my mind till the day I die, is her turning around saying, "So you're Peter." And I just said, "Yep, that's me."
Right.
And I want to thank everybody for the special comments for my COVID. I'm okay. I'm negative now. So we've been friends for almost over a year now. And what I found out about you is that you are a celebrity DJ on what they call the mixedcloud.com. You go under the name of Radio Tink.
Correct.
I have done some research, and it looks like you have almost 112 episodes. How did you get involved in that?
Well, it was that Mixcloud was all about sharing music with other people, and because you can't just, you can share records like we do. Talk about it and say, this is great, but I wanted people to hear them, I had so many oddball and rare records that I really, really wanted people to hear them.
How did you find out about Mixcloud?
All right, well, I used to be on another pod thing, and they were charging me almost $200 a year to be on there, but it had unlimited access and everything, and then I said, you know what, I really don't want to pay them anymore. And I asked my people if anybody knew of a platform that was really good and maybe reasonable. And one of my viewers, DJ Trish, a friend of mine, she said, try Mixcloud. And I went to Mixcloud. It was totally free and unlimited, and you could do hour-long shows, 2-hour-long shows, as long as you feel like spinning, no cutoff.
Oh.
It's a great
So you've been doing that for I researched it now since 2020.
Yep.
Pretty much how I
on Mixcloud.
Right,
and I did it at least 2 years before that. Yeah.
Right. So getting into what you're talking about, you are a record collector.
Serious record collector. Obsessive.
Aren't we both?
Yes. Obsessive record collector. And it was Peter and Craig that got me into the Beatles after all this time, right?
Yeah, that's coming up, but that's okay.
Okay.
Your genre?
My favorite genre? Probably horror surf and Halloween. That would be my favorite.
I have down here with a question mark, 80s and punk?
Punk for sure. Well, I grew up with it, and punk was good. Some 80s, not pop 80s, but yeah, early 80s, new wave, some of that,
The reason I bring that up is because when both Tink and I are at the Record King, when she goes through records, she knows things that I've never, ever heard of in my life. Are we okay? Okay, we were talking when we were rudely interrupted.
Right. By the battery.
We were talking about when I go to the Record King with Tink, she goes through albums of things that I have never, ever in my life have heard of. And she knows what she's doing, and she'll even tell Greg that this is worth a lot of money, or this is what we need to sell.
I'll say you have to check this. You got to look at this.
I won't even know who the band is, and just so we understand each other here, I am a record collector myself. So
Right, a major, major record collector.
Yes.
Just different eras, genres. That's all.
That's
yeah,
all.
yeah.
So, I guess my next question here is Record King.
Okay.
So, we're going to talk about Record King, and Record King is a place both Tink and I have gone to.
We're both really good friends for long periods of time with Craig. Right.
But Record King originated
in Hackensack, New Jersey.
Right.
Yep.
And
48 years ago.
How's it go?
Oh God, 48 years ago. I've been in the business 48 years, and they're closing my store to build apartments in Hackensack. They kicked me out. I had, what did he say? I have 100,000 records.
Right, I have 100,000 records. Yeah.
And Dover bought them. A store in Dover where I work now. Remember?
Right.
The whole thing. We wanted. We wanted to do an interactive experience.
Right.
On that. People walk into the foyer and push buttons and see the whole story.
We're pretty close to Craig. She's known Craig for
close to 20 years.
20 years. I've known him for about 40 years. And it's funny how we talk that way right now. We're both sitting with each other, and we have never bumped into each other. Other than
it's really
maybe
weird.
At a Christmas party.
Right, a couple Christmas parties.
But never ever spoke a word to each other, and now we're sitting in the Aloha bar by ourselves.
Together as very good friends.
Yes, as very, very good friends. And so, Craig... no, we're not going to say that, right?
Right. Craig the Record King.
Craig, the owner of the Record King. Now it's just the Record King. It's over here in Saddlebrook on 238 Market Street. Who originally just wanted to be an eBay store.
Right. He just wanted this as an office.
Right. Now all of a sudden he's gotten back into retail.
Right, buying tons of collections.
It's the inventory is very low, but
they're coming in every day.
So my interview with you is that we're talking about Craig now and his business. How do you see how he's doing over there?
I love the fact, as a crazy obsessive collector, I love the fact that he's buying vinyl. And every time somebody pulls in, you've experienced this, somebody pulls into the parking lot, I say, they have records, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And he goes through them. We leave him alone to look at the records. He doesn't like people leaning over his shoulder while he's...
Yeah, so we ditch into the kitchen.
Right, we go to the kitchen, we let him go. When he leaves, we bounce on those boxes.
Okay.
But he cherry picks first what he wants.
Right.
But what Craig wants and what I want are usually two different things.
What Craig usually takes is what he's going to sell on the eBay.
Exactly. What he's actually paying for in the collection.
Right. What's going to make him money back from the money he spent. And we've known each other for a real long time. We've gone to dinner with him. Right.
Oh, we have fun. Yeah, we have staff dinners.
Okay. Do we want to talk about, which is on the same line here, do we want to talk about the Core 5?
Yeah, we can talk about I've talked about the Core 5.
You have?
Yeah. To my viewers. We have a Core 5.
Explain what the Core 5 is.
Okay. The Core 5, Craig gave us the name. And the Core 5 is the 5 main friends, helpers, people in the store. So that's why you go, when we go out to dinner, he calls it, Christmas dinner was a staff dinner, remember?
Yeah, that's right.
Because, I do the shipping, Bob does the filing, Peter does our tech.
Right.
And Lena cleans the store, basically, And so we are the 5 most important people to Craig. Well, 4, most, including Craig, is the Core 5.
So that's Tink, me, Bob, Elena,
and
of course, the one and only Craig.
And Craig, the Record King.
The one and only.
The King of Records.
The one and only Craig.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we know Tink as Radio Tink, we also know Tink as Sideshow Tink on the YouTube channel, which goes on longer than I can tell you.
Right. It's been...
What started with that?
Well, I started on a channel which still exists called the Atomic Zombie Queen.
Okay.
And that was, I want to say 2004. Long time ago, 2006 maybe. I started with the antique phonographs and playing them for people so they could see them, because I have so many antique phonographs. But that's how that started. And then YouTube at that time got really weird with their copyright strikes. And if you played something that had a copyright on it, you would only get 3 and your channel would be gone. So I got scared and I stopped playing records on there. And I created Sideshow Tink just to be a chat and sharing channel.
Yeah, usually what you see on Sideshow Tink is just chatting and
Drifting, chatting, records
yeah,
occasionally.
friends
Right,
like
exactly.
Okay, I'm jumping over some things, but we're gonna let's get into your interest in 78s.
78s. Oh, well, I knew a guy in Garfield, Charlie Rigolosi. He had Platter World. He was 84, 85 years old, and he had more 78s than anyone in the area. And I became friends with him. I used to go there all the time. He used to get a kick out of me because I wanted 78s, and nobody did anymore. He used to have a, Uncle Floyd used to be a big customer of his.
Oh, wow.
And I would walk in, and he would have a big pile of 78s by the door for me. And he goes, I'm having a sale today on 78s, 10 cents a piece. And I was like, I went mental, you know. But from Charlie, I found some of the core collection, like some of the best things that were still out there, because that store had hidden gems. Because he was so old, and he loved 78s himself. And right now I have close to 5,000 78s. Yeah. And I have blues, I have pre-war country, I owe a lot of great things. And some of them I got at the show we went to.
That's correct.
You know, we found some, we always find good stuff there.
She's kind of a fan of Louis Armstrong in that era too.
Yes.
So
absolutely. And
yeah.
Peter has given me Louis records, but and that was a 78 that you gave me. Yep. Louis. Yep.
Yeah. Well, let's just say I gave it to you, but yeah. I got you That Ain't Saturday.
You're the one that found it on
Yeah,
eBay,
okay.
and I won it.
We're not telling the people there. We're just looking at each other.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get back to what we were talking about. You had brought this up before. She's also an avid collector of vintage record players.
Yeah. Yep.
Where did that start?
Well, the fascination with 78s and records. I wanted to hear them the way they originally were heard, you know. I wanted to hear them the way my grandmother would have heard them when she was a little girl, you know, because some of my players date to, 1911, you know. And there's nothing like it. Like, you get chills when you listen to a 78 on the original machine, you know. So I have,
Off the top of your hand, out to your head, how many think there are sitting in there?
I probably have the big ones, and then I have a bunch of really antique portable. I'm going to say 30, 40, maybe 40, yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool, because I'm very interested in that kind of thing. I'm the techie guy, so
he loves electronics.
Stuff,
I
yeah.
mean, not that these are electronics.
No, they never were electronic back then.
But everything, even the gears and all that kind of mechanical shit, he loves.
Yeah,
so.
So how did the Atomic Universe start?
The Atomic Universe is, of course, where I live. I've lived here for 32 years. Moved here when my grandparents died. This was their house before me. So I have very, very deep roots here.
Okay.
And when I created this backyard paradise, I just dubbed it the Atomic Universe.
Okay, it just came
Came
out of your head.
Yep, and it's been the Atomic Universe for years. And this year we added the Aloha Bar.
Yes. Very nice place. I'm telling you, it's very All right, I'll jump.
It's like being in the islands.
It is.
In the middle of suburbia.
Yes, it's like a man and a woman having their wonderful time in a beautiful place.
In a exotic
Halloween
location.
Talk to me. What
Halloween.
happened there? How did that happen?
Halloween?
Halloween.
Halloween is one of my favorite holidays, of course. I am a horror fan. There's no denying that. You know, I collect the latex masks, and I'm a huge Frankenstein fan. But Halloween is definitely my favorite holiday. Well, I can't say my very favorite. Halloween, Christmas, they're both my favorite. I just love them. You know, I love both of them. But, I don't know. When the Halloween season comes, we know that pumpkins are coming out. We know that Spirit Halloweens are opening. Halloween City's opening. And I get really excited those first times I get to go there. It's just a favorite of mine.
Do they trick or treat at your house?
Years ago, I used to run out of candy.
Oh.
You know, I used to literally run out of candy. I'd run to CVS and see if I could get a bag if the shelves weren't empty. But the last several years, first of all, we had COVID, so there were no trick-or-treaters. Second of all, there's not really any children on my block anymore. Years ago, there used to be millions. And we thought after COVID, the first year that Halloween was allowed again, we thought that kids would come up here because it's a dead end. We thought we'd get a lot of kids. It's safe, you know, dead end, no traffic. I think if I got 1 or 2 kids in the afternoon, little kids with their parents, it was a lot.
Wow.
It's sad, but it's something that is a thing of the past.
Okay. I'm pretty much close to the end, so I'm going to just bring a name out and tell me, where did that come from? David Bowie.
David Bowie. When I was 11 years old, my mother bought me in Grandway The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders of, remember Grandway? And the Spiders from Mars. She bought me that album, and there was like no turning back. Like once I heard that album, like before that, I was 11 years old. So before that, I was listening to Bobby Sherman, The Partridge Family. When I heard David Bowie, it was like a life-changing experience. My mother gave me a whole. I said, "Mom, do you have any foil?" She gave me a thing. I made a whole wall in my bedroom, silver foil, top to bottom, and then I hung Bowie pictures all over it.
Wow.
Yeah. And from that moment on, I just loved him.
Just so you know, in the reason I brought up David Bowie is because it seems like David Bowie is it for her. So
yeah.
If David Bowie listening, he was
from heaven.
That's right. From heaven. That's right. We can't do that anymore. I'm going to bring up the last thing that I didn't bring with me, unfortunately. I should have brought it with me, but I didn't bring it with me. I have a picture of Tink. Which I found.
I might be able
printed
to
it.
pop. I might be able to pop a picture up here.
Oh, okay.
Of it.
Of the modeling.
Yeah.
I'm in love with this woman. That woman, I got it so much that I had her autograph it for me. It's going up on my wall. What started that?
Okay, well, there was a photographer scouting tattooed women in New Jersey. And I kept, because I didn't know who he was, and I never trusted anyone online, like we were talking about earlier.
Yep.
And he was like, okay, no problem, but if you change your mind, let me know, So I thought about it. Talked to some of the girls that he did already recruit, and he photographed, and he was a very cool guy, no problem, whatever. So what I did was, he said, you pick your place, bring anybody you want, so you're safe, so you feel safe. So I was like, okay, he's cool. And he was Italian. So, we trust we trust our own people.
Yep, we do.
And I said, okay, let's do it early in the morning at Pizza Town, USA.
Huh?
We're right on the highway. We're not secluded, and it's early in the morning when Pizza Town's closed. And we did it, and it was about 20 degrees out. And you saw the dress I had on, right?
Yeah.
I was like, I was freezing.
This is YouTube. Oh, okay.
I was freezing, but I had a coat. Threw it over my shoulders when in between. And we had a great time. And his name was John. John.
It's on the bottom of the picture too.
Yeah. John Rizzuto.
That's right.
John Rizzuto. And he did a book of tattooed women in New Jersey, and I believe you can still buy it.
Oh, and you're in it.
Yeah, and I'm in it, and I bought several copies of the book.
Oh.
At that time. And he was a cool guy. He took me for coffee to the diner after, and we shook hands, and that was the end of it, you know? And I went to the diner at like 7:30 in the morning dressed like that, and I felt like a hooker. But, you know, because I had high heels on and this, whatever.
No, we don't want to talk about that.
Right?
That's, anyway, I'm a real good friend of this woman. I hope it stays that way for a while.
I believe it'll be lifelong.
I hope so too. That's her little tiki.
There's my tiki speaker. Peter brought it back today because I needed it fixed, and he said there was nothing wrong with it. Once again, just like my clock.
Oh yeah.
But this thing is so, look at it, it's so awesome. And we got it working on Bluetooth today, which is so perfect for this Aloha bar.
It's been nice knowing you, and I hope we stay knowing you.
For a very long time.
For a very, very long time. Thank you for listening to our little chat.
Thank you guys. Have a magical, mystical, musical Friday.
Yes.
Comment, subscribe, spread the love.
There you go.
Tink merch below, Radio Tink podcast link below. Until next time, remember, we love you all.
That's right.
Okay. Oh, you're filming too. Oh, jeez. You're filming too. With your GoPro?
Yeah.
Do you edit?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Okay.
I might just throw it away.
Well, should we take this, move this, or move this back?
Whatever you want to do. Oh, she's wearing her
shades.
Her shades.
All right.
Are we ready or not ready?
Yeah, well, I'll make an intro and then we'll be ready.
Okay, go ahead. Are we okay?
Frickin' battery. It's the battery. All right, let me change the battery, guys. You know we've had this problem before.